So I was reading this publication that I subscribed to, and there was this article in it touting that 4 simple lifestyle habits can prevent chronic disease development and progression by more than 90%. I believe that, so that got my attention. So the article overall, wasn't too bad, and I agreed with most of it. But what I realized afterwards was that the whole basis of the article was to support an advertisement that was on like the bottom of one of the pages, and it was an advertisement for the American Institute of Cancer Research and their blueprint to beat cancer. So I realize that big organizations have to, generalize their messaging, but as I always say, health has to be personalized, and there can be a lot of nuance to it. So I just wanted to go through the recommendations and kind of give my take on it and see where they got it right. So number one, eat a diet rich in whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and legumes. Okay, we're sort of on the right track here. I would have worded it such to be more like eat a diet rich in vegetables, moderate fruits, and if your body can handle it, legumes and a moderate amount of whole grains. See, I would have put grains last and not first. And again, only if your body can handle it. We're getting very individualized here. Nutrition is individualized, but many people experience the unwanted effects of grains and legumes, like inflammation in the joints, gut distress, cognitive impairment, and stuff like that. So, number two, limit the consumption of fast foods and other processed foods high in fat, starches, and sugars. Well, wait, didn't you just tell us to eat some of those foods in point number one? Okay, we'll put that aside for a second. Yes, I agree. Don't eat fast food and processed foods. With the big trigger, being the oxidized vegetable oils that are used in all these foods, and they, to some degree or another, they cause inflammation for everyone. Number three, for mothers, breastfeed your baby if you can. 100% agree. I know some women have trouble with that, and I would suggest looking at all resources you can to make that happen. You should totally exhaust all options to you before you rely on processed formula. Remember our last point we just talked about. Number four, be a healthy weight. 100% agree. And I'm glad that they didn't put any parameters around that. Again, it's very person dependent, and also it's not always about weight; it's about body composition. And one last thing to let you ponder that most people tend to underestimate their weight loss requirements by 50 to 100%. So what do I mean by this? Many people think they only need to lose 10, 15 pounds, when in actuality they need to lose like 20, 30 plus pounds to actually be their true ideal weight. Number five was limit consumption of red meat and processed meat. I agree that people should limit processed meat, as 99% of it is low quality and would almost fit in right in there with fast food and processed food. When it comes to red meat, I disagree. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here and suggest that what they should have said was, avoid factory farmed, industrial raised beef. I'll throw pork and chickens in the mix there as well. Animals raised in that way are unhealthier, poor quality, and they should be eliminated. However, I see nothing wrong with grass-fed, grass-finished beef, pasture-raised, truly free-range chickens and eggs, pasture-raised heritage breed pork, or ethically caught wild game and fish. So again, this is where the nuance comes in here, and people need to educate themselves, and this is one area that I assist my clients in as well. I looked at some of the corporate sponsors on the AICR website, and I just wonder if that's maybe not the reason for that recommendation, but I'll leave that for you to decide. Number six, limit alcohol consumption. I know some people will argue on the benefit of alcohol and that red wine is a good for your heart and that myth and all that BS, but I 100% agree with this one. Limit alcohol, or I would say even avoid alcohol consumption. Number seven, be physically active. The only guidance they give you here is to walk more and sit less. So I can't argue with that. I agree. But I would add that physical exercise, including strength training, is essential in the right dose, mind you, and again very individualized for everyone. Again, the nuance here, is dependent on many factors, and again, another thing I work on with my clients. Number eight, limit the consumption of sugar-sweetened drinks. 100% agree. No one needs to drink their calories. I wish they would have explicitly stated this includes fruit juice and most flavored waters and sport drinks, etc. Number 9, do not use supplements for cancer prevention. They say to aim to meet your nutritional needs through diet alone. Disagree. Our foods do not have the same nutritional values, that they did one generation ago, let alone 2 or 3 generations ago. I think this advice is a disservice to people who want to optimize their health. The causes of cancer are multifactorial, and I'm not suggesting that supplements alone will prevent cancer. I'm not saying that by any means, but having a healthy, properly functioning body overall and has all the building blocks needed for optimal performance, that's not going to hurt you. Secondly, research has shown that there are some supplements that have a great potential to help prevent chronic disease development. Again, to be clear, I'm not saying to cure, but maybe help prevent. Again, this topic is something I cover in section 7 of my masterclass, 7 steps to build your personal blue zone. Number 10, the last one is after cancer diagnosis. Follow our recommendations if you can. First off, yes, listen to your doctor on what treatments are available to you. Ask the right questions. Many people do not do the simple step, and they haven't educated themselves. Second, to the extent I described earlier, follow many of these guidelines, taking into account the nuances that I've already laid out. The third thought, why did they feel the need to add "if you can" at the end? It sounds like allowing a pass to people. If being too healthy to fight your cancer is too hard for you, then hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I'm all about prevention. Anyone who's followed me knows it's all about prevention. But if I was diagnosed with cancer, you better well be damn sure I would do everything I could to recover. I would ramp things up even more. Maybe that's just because I know my purpose and I know my why, why I want to live, why I want to do what I want to do. Helping people with their own health journeys. Maybe the AICR doesn't want people empowered. I don't know. The last thing I'll say on their point number 10 is that there is a difference in what your doctor will prescribe to you for treatment and all the available tools that are available for you to battle your diagnosis. So again, I'm not saying don't listen to your doctor, but there are treatments that they can't or won't tell you about. And you can check out my webinar on building a health plan to learn more about this. And it's also, again, something I cover in section 7 of my masterclass, 7 steps to build your personal blue zone. Did you notice that there was no point about talking about smoking? At the very bottom of this ad, in very, very small text, they do say do not smoke and avoid exposure to tobacco products. Great, 100% agree. Maybe they feel this is so obvious now that they didn't need to mention it as one of their main points. In the same section, again, in the very, very small print, they say, avoid excess sun. I'm not sure what they mean by excess sun. I could talk more about the role of sun and sunscreen in cancer, but for now, I'll assume they mean, do not burn your skin, and I'll agree with that. Again, this was not a critique on the original article, but on the ad, that was really the impetus for the article in the first place. So, comments, questions, want to learn, how to work with me personally, just reach out, deepaksanihealth.com or personalbluezones.com. Love to hear your comments or to talk to you further. Have a great day.